Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a battle between slow and expensive but incredibly powerful unique units as Liereyy, playing as the Persians in green, gets ready to take on Mr. Yo, playing as the Bohemians in red. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Persians, a civilization we've been seeing more of lately, an economic powerhouse with a tech tree that is incredibly strong and diverse. In addition to having access to every single economic upgrade available in the game, they do start the game with 50 extra food, 50 extra wood. Their town centers work progressively faster as the game goes on, pumping out villagers and technologies quicker than normal, 5% in Dark Age all the way up to 20% faster in Imperial, and they can be a pain in the butt to raid because their TCs come with twice the normal amount of HP. Their castles can be upgraded to take less bonus damage and fire more powerful bullets instead of arrows. Those bullets, by the way, do bonus damage themselves against rams and infantry. Now, using their economic advantages, the Persians do focus heavily on their cavalry units. Their Nightline units come with an extra attack bonus against archers, and using every single upgrade available from both the stable and the blacksmith, they can field not one but two unique cavalry units. The first, we've actually seen it recently, and man, oh man, is it always fun to see the War Elephant. Comes with a powerful attack, a huge amount of hit points, does trample damage, but is both super expensive and still, on the whole, kind of slow. The second, another one we've seen recently, the Savar, is a heavy cavalry unit that replaces the Persian Paladin and comes with an additional attack bonus against archers. Now, to support their cavalry, the Persian archer or crossbowman can be upgraded to turn him into a trash unit that only costs 60 wood, or if you prefer to be a little bit more mobile, move around the map on a horsey unit, well, if you go the route of the cav archer, the Persians get Parthian tactics an age earlier in the Castle Age. A little bit more armor, a little bit more bonus damage against spearmen available to you if that is the route you want to go. And cav archer's pretty darn popular lately, kind of like the sexy unit of 2024, although it's a toss-up between the cav archer and the Manaspa. The Georgian Manaspa, which of course has nothing to do with the civilizations we're watching today. Speaking of, let's take a look at Mr. Yo's settlement and at the Bohemians, a civilization that pushes its players towards gunpowder units by making the chemistry upgrade and hand cannoneers available in the Castle Age, and having access to an upgrade that increases the movement speed of all of their gunpowder units by 15%. Now, Bohemians are not just a one-trick hand cannoneer pony. They also have access to two powerful, unique gunpowder units at their disposal. The first is the Hussite Wagon. This is an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit, sometimes referred to as the Mobile Wall. Now, if you're wondering why it's called that, why it's such a super cool and threatening name, well, it's because it can actually protect units behind it from projectiles by splitting the damage of those projectiles in half. Now, the second unique gunpowder unit available to the Bohemians is the Haufnitze, or Howitzer. And if you're familiar with that word, you know exactly what I'm about to say. This is an upgraded version of the already powerful bombard cannon that comes with more HP, armor, higher damage, a blast radius, and a massive attack bonus against buildings. But remember, before you get too excited, too antsy in the pantsy for seeing some Haufnitzes here and there, remember, upgrading your BBCs to Haufnitzes does actually cost more than going up to Imperial. And to provide backup for their expensive gunpowder units, Bohemians do have a few interesting ways to go about it. The first one, if they want to go spearman line units, they do deal 25% more bonus damage, which may be bad news bears here for our cavalry civilization, which is having a bit of trouble pushing this deer. Let's see what happens. HP's pretty healthy. Okay, Liereyy should be able to get away with this now that he's entered into the TC firing rate, firing zone. I don't really expect Mr. Yo to chase. In any event, you don't want to go spearman, you want to do the spellcaster route. Well, you can completely evolve your monk line as the Bohemians by researching an upgrade that replaces all of the gold cost of monks and monk technologies with food, essentially turning Bohemian monks into very well-fed trash units. As every player knows, gunpowder units are pretty darn expensive, so to help you pay for them, universities and blacksmiths cost less wood to construct. All mining camp technologies are free of charge. Markets work 80% faster, and villagers are harder to raid, which keeps your economy safer because they actually benefit from 2 monk upgrades that make them move faster and have more HP. And you, of course, know that I'm referring to both the Fervor and the Sanctity upgrades, which are generally, on the whole, the first monk upgrades we get, if, in fact, we're going to see monks at all. Those are the 2 civilizations we've got in front of us. Our Persian, off the back of the same number of villagers, has already hit the Feudal Age. A few seconds away is our Red Bohemian. And let's take a look. Was Loom skipped? No, Loom was not skipped. And there we go. We're both in the Feudal Age. Let's take a look at the attack path between the bases. As we already saw, Mysterio has discovered where his opponent is located on the map. Has Liereyy ventured out? Yeah, just now he's venturing out. And also entering into the gaping maw, the mouth, the opening in front of Mysterio's base, just like Mysterio did the same to him. Ooh, that villager. I thought for a second the villager was going to block the path for that scout, but no, he's just going out to build palisades. And look at the chunk of the map that our Bohemian has carved for himself. Oh, spearmen. Remember, they do more bonus damage. So in addition, pardon me, not the usual 15 attack bonus against cavalry, it's 19. So you got to be real careful in the early stages of the game when you don't have enough resources to pay for bloodlines, for example, as the Persian, and your scouts just have the 45 basic HP. And now that's it. It's completely walled in. Mysterio's completely walled in at the 10-minute mark of the game. And what a wall-in it is. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous base. Primary gold, very secure. He's walling himself very much in front of it. Primary stone and secondary gold, both in the rear positions. Incredible. A little bit of extra stone and a little bit of extra gold left off campus. But you know what? Until you reach it, until you need it, this is a pretty darn safe base. Speaking of, it looks like Liereyy himself is also starting to wall himself in. Liereyy himself is also starting to wall himself in. Sometimes I say a sentence and then I look at the screen and I get distracted. It's like, what's that scene with in The Office with Michael Scott where he meets? Oh, there you go. Avenged is the scout as a spear. I'm not sure if that's the spearman that killed the scout. No, here he is, the veteran. What's that scene from The Office where Michael Scott goes to New York to meet with David Wallace, and he's offered a job, or he's offered something with a job? I forget. They're both applying, him and Jim, and ooh, not Pam. What was her name? Oh, what was the name of Rashida Jones's character in The Office? Oh, I'm having a brain fart. When Jim was dating her. Oh my God. Anyway, Karen Filippelli. Yes. Sometimes, as Michael Scott would say, I start a sentence and I don't really know where it's going to end. But no, for me, it's more I start a sentence and then I get distracted by 2 spearmen tinkling away at each other. And even both players carving out a decent chunk of the map for themselves. Liereyy going a bit of a north-south route also has his primary gold, primary stone, and secondary gold nice and secure. And also, like Mysterio, has his extra stone and extra third gold outside of the settlement. And so both players, I mean, I have no clue how Mysterio is going to defend an attack over here. And I have no clue how Liereyy is going to defend an attack over here. Or in fact, even over here. But we'll see. Both players walling themselves in. And without a gate, these are full-on Howard Hughes wall-offs. And by that, I mean there's no way in, no way out. This is a germaphobe's wet dream right now, as it looks like Liereyy is getting shooed away by this one hero spearman. You do not want to mess with me, he says. I have already poked one horse's ass, and I'm very comfortable with ass play and very comfortable poking another one. But here we go. Let's see. Liereyy, is this the first time you're here? It is the first time you're here. And will you attack? I mean, you can make it even better by attacking the palisades up here. Ooh, okay, okay. Now, if these were Hindustanis, he would be in a lot of trouble, Mysterio. At the same time, Mysterio's army that was on the other side of the map exploring and discovering this part, it looked like, have been pulled back. Just one ranged unit here would absolutely screw both players, depending on who had the ranged unit. And Liereyy, our Persian, is heading up to Castle Age first. Mysterio still needs a few more resources here and there, a little bit of gold, a little bit of food, but outnumbering his opponent is shooing him away. And that's it for Lierey's attack. And Mysterio, I think, realizes, hey, I may not always be able to react on time. I may not always be able to get my ass over here, so let's maybe start a bit of a secondary wall off. I have no extra stone to give, and so I'm just going to plop down a house. I'm assuming a house right next to that one as well will come up. Now, Mr. Yo's got to be careful. He's outnumbered, but Hero Spearman is en route. Liereyy gets a kill. Poke, 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 poke. He gets a second kill, the hero. Will he get a third? He gets a third. Oh my god. What an absolute badass. So all 3 kills for Mr. Yo for this one Hero Spearman who is about to die. But man, oh man, do we salute you. Oh, okay, doesn't die. Why was Liereyy so scared of thinking that? Maybe because his units have absolute shit HP, and he is a very fantastic player who knows that this Spearman comes with a big old attack bonus, bigger than usual. And now Liereyy pops out his own Spearman, but Mr. Yo's Spearman says mine is bigger than yours, and dies happy knowing that. Market going up. Not exactly a Saracen market that's 75 wood, but you know what? A market nonetheless will give you enough time to respond to any attack that's happening here. There's a bit of an edge, a cliff edge here as well. So Mr. Yo, okay. Continuing the wall off as Liereyy places a second and a third TC down. Mr. Yo still 30 seconds away from Castle Age. By the time he gets there, Liereyy should be 3 or 4 villagers ahead. Has built a gate, so now he can freely come and go as he wishes. Mr. Yo still no gate, still no way to get out of here unless you train units on the peripheral buildings, in the peripheral buildings, and then release them. But we are in Castle Age, 3 villagers on stone for Mr. Yo, who plops down his second TC. But unfortunately, because of all the wood and stuff that he's got to spend here, even though, remember, this is a Bohemian university, so it does cost 100 less wood, which is a pretty big savings. Unfortunately, Mr. Yo has had to shore up his wall off, which means that he does not have enough wood just yet for another town center. And look at how much damage just a couple of basic spearmen do. Again, that plus 19, the Bohemian feature. I think I mention this all the time, is that I once watched a game, I think like a year and a half ago. It was on Nomad, or Land Nomad, pardon me. Horse unit dies over here as well. I heard that guy screaming from a mile away. So far, that one spearman is the only one who got any kills for Mr. Yo. He's down 9-3 kills right now. But anyway, as I was saying, I was watching a Land Nomad game where a player was a Bohemian, and all that player did was train spearman, spearman, spearman. Everyone else was going cavalry, cavalry archer, and his spearmen were just shredding everything left, right, and center. Double archery range. Did the cav line of sight see the original one? No, it didn't. Our Bohemian is getting chemistry. Double archery range. Is Mr. Yo gonna go hand cannoneers in the Castle Age? That would be absolutely epic, as Epic is getting a conversion on one of these one of these cav archers. The only thing missing now would be if Liereyy were to get Parthian tactics as the Persians available in the Castle Age, but unit does sacrifice itself. Actually, does a good amount of damage to these cavalry archers. Knight kind of just hanging out. Monk, full faith, might want to try to convert it, and there you go. Ooh, will he get him? Will he get him? Will he get him? He does not. That was kind of sour for Mr. Yo. Should he have moved his monk a little forward and tried? Any event? Doesn't really matter. The knight has 40 whole HP, and now gets the hell out of dodge. 5 hand cannoneers, but again, no way to get out of the base unless you delete one of these palisades. I feel like Mr. Yo is right-clicking here, and he's not realizing that there's a palisade gate behind this. His wall-off secondary has been completed to the north, to the south as well. This is a bit of a weak point, but villagers are here, so if anything needs to be done and repaired. Some palisades have been destroyed, but is it enough? Was it the right ones? Certainly looks like it now. Okay, both players playing very conservatively. Cav archers, knights, scouts, and a monk for our Persian. Hand cannoneers and a monk for our Bohemian. And let's see, Mr. Yo, any upgrades on the monk? Yeah, he does have fervor, which means his villagers have fervor. Remember, Bohemians? Look at that, 1.0 on movement speed to the 0.88, a 15% increase. Looks like green is exploring the map. But Lierey's line of sight must be absolutely epic. Look at that exploration from Liereyy. Plus, look at this. South, center, north, northwest. He is everywhere except the one place the Bohemian army is actually moving from. Oh, that is... I'm coughing. It's so sour. That is incredibly sour from Liereyy. All of that micro, all of that dispersal of units, only to be blindsided by literally the only location he had no eyeballs in, or on, or at, or whatever the hell the proper grammatical sentence would be. Grammatical way to end that sentence, Mr. Yo. Moving forward with the villagers. He's got 650 stone. We know exactly what that's for. But what an absolute sour. Now, Mr. Yo also a little bit sour. Revealed his army a little bit too early. Should he have waited for the villagers to come? But the villagers came this way. There were units here for Liereyy. So maybe that would have been discovered. Castle drop. If he had placed it 2 tiles over, still I don't think would reach this TC. So lemming some farms, killing villagers is our Bohemian. Gets the first 2 villager kills of the game. And now these palisades are going to mean absolutely jack nothing to a unit that attacks on a 17. Already has armor for it as well. Even a knight is going to have a hard time fighting this unit, especially... Okay, there we go. I was going to say a knight without husbandry, hard to run away, but husbandry gets got. Another villager gets killed. Battering ram. I'm a little surprised Mysterio placed this siege workshop real center position like, and not closer. Knight gets the scorpion. Hand cannoneer gets the knight in a classic Age of Empires rock paper scissors. And now Mysterio's tiefing stone up north. His battering rams continue to attack. It looks like the stable over there. Now they're going after the barracks. And Mysterio just shoves himself in, but this is a town center. Okay, not a full town center. Oh my goodness, he is getting Parthian tactics in Castle Age, but in Castle Age, with 6 seconds to go to Imperial, our Persian does have a castle. Our Persian does not have the gold for a trebuchet there. Now he does. I'm expecting an immediate trebuchet out of our Persian with his castle here to the north. And there it is. Oh no. Oh no. You do not need arquebus when you close in literally face to face with these villagers and they move in a freaking straight line. Monsieur has carved up his hand cannoneers, gotten more kills up here. More kills down here, the constructing villager as well. But when you carve up your army, the army groups do become smaller. It means these cav archers can run around and run amok. And even with Parthian tactics, they are still missing the last armor upgrade, which means they're not quite able to take up or take on these hand cannoneers. Treb slowly wheeling to the high ground. I'm assuming to get the high ground bonus against the castle. Maybe not. So Mr. Yo is focusing now primarily on the southern portion of his enemy's base. By the way, town center down. He has cut Lierey's base in half. So he is free to ravage the southern portion of his base. Liereyy has no way to reinforce this unless he wants to go the long way around to the left. But look at this. Catching a bunch of stone miners is our Persian. Well, catches one stone miner. It actually looks like 2, but Mr. Yo so far has killed 17 villagers. TC reaches 20%. When it reaches 20%, any structure in this game evicts its tenants. And unfortunately evicts its tenants into the welcoming arms of these hand cannoneers to the north. Hussite wagons to the south. Oh, this guy's gonna die so fast. Villagers do come with an attack bonus against this unit. +6, I believe, if I can click a unit instead of the farm. Why did it disappear? I don't understand this capture age feature sometimes. When they attack the Hussite wagon, there you go. You see Hussite wagon 6. And then when they stop attacking the Hussite wagon... Oh no, this time it didn't disappear. I don't understand the user interface sometimes. What I also don't understand is why our Persian is doubling down on cavalry archers when you see your opponent has gone Hussite wagon hand cannoneer. Okay, villagers are going to be the only melee unit that he's got available to him. Where the hell is this one scout? Oh yeah, you're up here with a massive 9 HP. But Mr. Yo's castle is down. The Trebs have done their work. Remember, this is technically an archer unit, the hand cannoneer. It has archer armor, which means the Nightline units from the Persian, they do bonus damage against this unit. Now, I get the desire to be mobile with cavalry archers, but look at how little damage these cavalry archers are actually doing two-shotting these hand cannoneers. Everything that our Bohemian has built and trained, probably better destroyed with the knights from the Persian. I wonder if it's because his food economy has been so lamed while his wood economy continues to be safe that our Persian is going for cav archers. They are a wood gold unit as opposed to a food gold unit. Plus, I don't think he's got any more stables left. Got 4 archery rangers. He's got plenty of wood for stables if he wanted to. Again, I don't understand why he's not adding in some knights. Mr. Yo himself is heading up to the Imperial Age. Hussite wagons ever so slowly firing their multitude of balls at those villagers. Now the cav archers, okay, they're gonna escape. They're gonna find, oh, that's funny. You're trying to wall this in, trying to keep those cav archers. Oh, a little bit of hesitation from Liereyy. Did he want to go after the villagers? He didn't really know. And then he went in, poked out, poked in, poked out. Now he's gonna go south. Looks like Mr. Yo wanted to plop down a castle here. Now it's all the way over here. Both players are in the Imperial Age. Will Mr. Yo get another conversion or will his monk die? Looks like neither of those is gonna happen. Sees another Bohemian castle. I mean, everywhere this green Persian cavalry archer force goes, there's some kind of structure in the way, some kind of blockade, and he's again doubling down. You attack on an 8 against a unit with 7 pierce armor. You literally do 1 damage. You need 160 cav archers to kill a single Hussite wagon, or you can use your villagers. Will the bonus show up now? Yeah, it is. Hussite wagon. But the villagers are going to get absolutely wrecked. These cav archers need to be on the right side. And that's all she wrote. Wow. That was a very interesting game. Both players walling themselves in right from the get-go. Oh, and it looked like he did want to go add some siege weapons as well. Technically, this does have siege armor, right? Yeah, so it does take some bonus damage from siege on siege. But my goodness, I'm not sure. First of all, this is the cool option. Who's kidding who? Who doesn't like to see cavalry archers, especially with Parthian tactics in the Castle Age? Although by the time he completed that research, the Castle Age was basically over. Just now getting thumb ring for them as well. Ugh. But knights, plus 2 attack bonus against archer armor. No need for any attack bonus against this 0 melee armor of this unit. And I'm not too sure why our Persian didn't go knights, with the exception of, again, he just didn't have the food eco. Although he had the space to expand his food eco. Oh my goodness, even an annoying cavalry archer back here. Mr. Yo rebuilt that castle as we saw to the south. Outpost is still up. So he's seeing everything that's happening in the south. So even though he cracked open the center, Mr. Yo did not really destroy the south portion of the base or the northern portion of the base. Did Liereyy really need to GG right now? I get it, you're going to lose a bunch of villagers. You're already behind. You're looking at the score. You're wondering how the hell I'm down 15% right now. But you're going to get maybe one of these Hussite wagons before all your villagers die. Or you can just retreat. If these cav archers were just on this side of the Hussite wagon, then maybe they could have kept these hand cannoneers at bay. But it is what it is. Liereyy decided to double down on cavalry archers. And like I said, everywhere he went south, there was a wall off. He went east, there was a monk. He went north, there was a castle. He went west, there were Hussite wagons, and now even more hand cannoneers. Anywhere our Persian went, our Bohemian was just there. And look at this, Mr. Yo wants no shenanigans. He is starting to carve off parts of the map offensively to make sure his opponent can't run this way, that way, so that he can dictate the terms and the pace of the game. And I guess Liereyy can just delete these palisades and run any villagers this way to the safety of the castle which has 3 villagers inside already. And even though he did a good job destroying Mr. Yo's castle, these Trebs now, they need to pivot south. And south, there really is no more army. Mr. Yo kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit himself, to be honest. And he was trying to kill more of the mobile army as opposed to trying to continue destroying these structures. Although now in Imperial Age, he has access to Trebs himself, and he's got enough resources for one Treb, with 40 villagers on wood, soon to have enough for another Treb if he wanted. And he is just cutting off all avenues of attack. And Liereyy, that amazing positioning of his units earlier on, with the exception of one, I mean, it made me cough. It was so ludicrous that just the one alley he did not have eyeballs on at whatever it is was the attack that the path that Mysterio chose to walk. And it's not like Mysterio knew that Liereyy had cavalry units running around here. He had no clue. He just got lucky sending his army this way, even though the villagers then went through the south. But by then, Lierey's army was already converging on home. 36 to 36, 8 Hussite. I mean, if there were 36 of these, it would be bad news bears. Sure, the hand cannoneer packs a punch, but a knight comes with a lot more HP than a cav archer, and a knight comes with an attack bonus against this unit, and again, doesn't really need an attack bonus because this Hussite wagon is basically naked. So you're basically a Latus, a Lithuanian Latus against this unit when you go melee. And Mysterio, after having trained that one hero spearman, decides, you know what, now I'm going to go for the more powerful Castle Age, early Imperial Age army. About 10% difference in economy, not huge. And Mysterio, behind all this, gets all 5 relics. Of course he does. He had map control for the longest of times. Wood for our Persian. There is your cavalry archer play. And food, gold, and stone, everything else for our Bohemian, who, to be fair, the economy is not that dissimilar, despite a few big drops here for green. And despite the ever-growing red line for Mr. Yo, the economy is not too dissimilar. 2 conversions to none, 10 raisings to 4. And let's take a look at the final kill count, because I feel like a lot of Bohemian villagers died. A lot of Bohemian villagers died. At the end of the day, he only is down 20 villagers. Again, did Liereyy really need to GG right now? There's not really much that Mysterio, unless he starts training trebuchets, there really isn't too much that Mysterio can do to push in here anymore. There's a castle up here. Down here, I mean, if Liereyy wanted to, he could position his army down here. But I guess losing 40 villagers, 70 kills to 48, just psychologically damaging. And now again, losing all of these villagers. There's no way they're making it home alive. Maybe she can make it home if she turns around right now. But these ones are going to get hounded and killed. And again, these cav archers are going to do absolutely nothing to this unit. And as long as these hand cannoneers stay behind this unit, the cav archers are going to do absolutely nothing to this unit as well. So Liereyy kind of screwed here, even though he does have the high ground, it looks like. So the 8 attack becomes... Okay, so the 8 attack actually becomes a 10. So they actually do 3 damage as long as they're on the high ground. Or if they attack the... oh my goodness, hand cannoneers, I guess it would be 1.5 damage, 1.5 damage. I'm not too sure how the Hussite wagon works. Is it the pierce armor of the Hussite wagon that reduces the pierce attack? Or is it the pierce armor of the unit behind the Hussite wagon that dictates? Because the way it works is, let's say your unit does 10 damage, 5 of it will go to the Hussite wagon and 5 of it will go to the unit behind. But in calculating how much damage, like this is an 8 plus another 25% for high ground is a 10. So they do they're attacking on a 10 pierce. Is it your armor? Is it the 7 pierce armor? So they do 3 damage, or is it the 2 pierce armor? So they do 8 damage that is relevant. I would imagine it's the Hussite wagon's armor, right? Because that's the one that's that's the mobile wall that's intervening. Because otherwise, if it's your armor, then it's 4 damage for you and 4 damage for you, as opposed to 1.5, 1.5, which is a huge difference. In any event, I'll leave that to brainier folk and maybe Spirit of the Law. And at the end of the day, I feel like Liereyy just doubling down on the wrong army composition, even though he has an opportunity now to expand, and especially with 2 siege workshops, especially with a good wood eco and gold eco still up and running. I mean, this is not great. Just get rid of this one unit and your gold miners are basically safe. I'm not too sure you really need the GG. I mean, maybe he saw the writing on the wall a lot clearer than I do, but doesn't really matter. Mr. Yo with the Castle Age gunpowder behemoth that is the Bohemians takes over the juggernaut that is the Persians, takes the W, but GG in a very fun back and forth game to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.